It may not mean nothing to y'all, but understand nothing was done for me, so I don't plan on stopping at all. I want this shit forever, mine, ever mine, ever mine. I'm shutting shit down in the mall, and telling that girl she the one for me, and I ain't even planning the call. I want this shit forever, mine.
Hey T Squad, it's Markisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea All Shade BMF Season 2 Episode 8 review. I drop videos Monday through Sunday. Everything that I say is for entertainment purposes only and not to be taken seriously, meaning my jokes. So if that works for you, then let's get into this review. In the beginning of the episode, we learn that Meech has purchased a car wash, and he lets Terry know this so they can be able to wash their money and, pack the cars and stuff from there. And, this just further lets us know how much of a businessman and a thinker that Meech was. They also learn that K-Dog was knocked for 50 kilos in LA. So Terry is like, oh Lord, like what we gonna do? Like that means that the feds was watching him, and Meech just sees this as a money opportunity, meaning if he's off the streets, then that means we just gonna have way more people coming at us, in need of supply. Detective Jen and Detective Brian also find out about K-Dog down at the precinct, and they are upset because once again, it's them not bringing in the big cases, and it's the other departments. I think it's the federal department that brought them in, and they looking like boo-boo the fools because this was somebody on their territory. Terry then take his one-eyed self down to the club, and he ends up seeing Markisha, who he really wanted to see anyway. And he sit next to her while she kicking it with her girls and was like, we're booming. And she was like, he in the back with his partners, probably with some girls or whatever, doing whatever. So he's there to pay his debt with Boom and lets her know that he the man on the streets now. He the new supplier. And she looking like, oh, word. So now that got her ears all red because she looking like, oh, he done went from the little dog to the big dog, and I need to get up on that real quick because, she got whole tendencies, okay? Whole tendencies, she going where the money resides, where the money resides. Because at first she was look-loking him, you know what I'm saying? Because her dude was that dude. But now this little homie then became big homie, and it's like, oh, what's good? What's good? Lamar over at Mo crib with a urn, honey, filled with Blackie's ashes. I would have been like, if you and that dog don't get out of here, like, have you lost your mind bringing that dog and its urn over here to my house and putting it on my mantle? I don't even know that dog. That dog didn't even like me. He tried to bite me, sir. And you, the last time I see you, was punching me in the forehead. I like, what is going on here? So she like, Lamar, I know how much you love that dog and da-da-da-da-da. And she was like, but you know what? Ain't no point of being all sad. Let's get glad. You want to get high? And I'm looking like, you are Bobby and Whitney before Bobby and Whitney, child. And he was like, oh, where are you back on that? Let's go. They laying up in the bed high as a kite. I know she's sweating because she got on that tracksuit, child. Remember we used to wear them little tracksuit, child, and they get to swishing around and you lay down in them. They was like literally like one of them little fat suits that help you lose weight, child. You get to sweating in them things. And I know she was sweating over there high as a kite. And he was like, why don't nobody love me? Why I lose everything I love? And she was like, well, you got me. You got me, Lamar. And of course, he taking the bait. He falling for it. So he was like, he want to go run him a bath or whatever. He want them to go have some little sexy time with each other in the bath. She was like, all right, go run the bath. So while he in the bathroom running the water, she goes into her nightstand and pull out the blicky, ready, to take his life. But he was like, come on, Mo, come on. And so she like, dang, like she can't do it. Like she chickened out, like she was not able to pull the trigger. And I'm like, girl, all you had to do was think back from when he busted your eye. And busted your lip. That's all that would have took for me, child. Or if anything, I would have texted Meech and been like, we in the tub. This is the perfect time to come in here and pop out that food. You know what I'm saying? Because he naked. He caught off guard. Let's get it. Let's go. But she wasn't able to do it. I'm like, you able to get high with this food, but you ain't able to take him out? See, you ain't no real G. You ain't no real G-Mo. Just be cute. Just be cute and be the neighborhood hoe. Okay? Speaking of neighborhood scallywags, so Charles at home and it's a knock on the door. He go to the door and it's none other than his mistress, his jump off, his side chick, switching in there with her Farrah Fawcett hairdo, talking about where Lucille at, I need to borrow her skillet. And he was like, girl, have you lost your mind? Like, she upstairs, like, you tripping, like, you living on the edge, okay? And that ain't what I'm here for. Like, we can get up some other time, you know what I'm saying? But you just can't be dropping by my house. And she was like, you know, the danger make me more wet, you know what I'm saying? I know you like this. And I'm like, ooh. So he was like, look, we can get a hotel or something. She was like, oh, I like a hotel. I like that. Yes, let's go. Let's get it. She rubbing all up on him. And of course, his old quick to get hard self, all like, do it again. And the next thing you know, here come Lucille walking down the steps. Look like she had on a cat suit or something. I was like, okay, Lucille got body. Okay. So she was like, girl, what you doing here? She was like, girl, done came to borrow your skillet. And she was like, girl, you want me to make us some tea so we can have a little kiki? She was like, yeah, girl, I love living on the edge. Okay. Put some whiskey on her. Let's make a hot toddy. How about doing that? And I'm like, Charles, you and her need y'all butt whooped. I can't wait for Lucille to find out that it's her. Because you and Nicole got to go down the street and jump her. Off top. Jump her. Because she deserves it. Meech and Terry are together handling business when Terry get a phone call from Markisha saying she want to take him out to dinner. He was like, oh, okay, all word, all right, I'll see you later on. And Meech was like, didn't I tell you to stay away from that little rockhead girl, like her and her poisonous pee? Like, no, she is not pushing pee, honey. She is pushing folks in a body bag. You need to stay away from her. And this is why I was telling y'all, I feel as though in real life, that was the reason why Terry and Meech hadn't been talking over the years while they were in prison, due to the fact of Terry's relationship with Tonasia, the real life Markisha. And since they've broken up, since he's been released from jail, all of a sudden within like the last 6-7 months, that's when I noticed that Lil Meech started having a relationship with Terry. Because when Terry first got out of jail, about 2 years ago, he was not messing with his uncle. Period. He didn't mention his uncle. He wasn't following his uncle. It was nothing. And I think, like I said, because Terry and Tonasia broke up, and I think, you know, he started to see maybe whatever Meech had been saying about her for years. That's why they were able to reconnect and come back together as family. Because obviously Meech never liked the real Markisha named Tonasia. So Terry was like, you know, it's all good. Like, you tripping. You can't tell me nothing. And you over here with 2 baby mamas. And I was like, that was a read. That was a read. So he ended up going out to dinner with her, and her freak self ended up taking him into the bathroom and showing him that she ain't got no clothes on underneath her tryst. And she, you know, give him some of that cootie cat in the bathroom. And I was like, see, that should have let you know right then and there that she trifling. Because it's all kind of germs and leftover particles of poop and pee everywhere, and y'all in there having relations. That's why your eye messed up now. You gonna have pink eye in the other one. Y'all nasty. And then the next thing we see, she done whipped it on him so good that he take her shopping, child, and buy out the whole Arab store, child. And she is over there getting her entire life tossed. So thank you, Terry. Thank you, baby. And I'm like, don't you see she only with you because you got the bag now, that you empower now? Because before that, she was giving you her butt to kiss. It was an issue. Every which way you turn, she had a problem. Now it's all good. It's all good now. So they end up going to a hotel, getting it in twice. And she like, you ready for a third round? And he was like, for sure. Meanwhile, he could only see out that one eye. I'm like, how can he even find the cootie cat, child, with that one eye? So she was like, you need to get rid of this little boy hairstyle or whatever. She was like, you need to get rid of that. You a boss now. So he was like, you sure you think she was like, yeah. So she cut off his tail. And she was like, see, you your own man now. So it's already like they trying to plant the seed that Markisha gonna get in between the brothers and start trying to separate them so she can be the person in his ear. And honestly, that's how it kind of was in real life. It was Terry and Tonasia out there in LA, and Meech was in Atlanta and Miami doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, at some point they end up falling out because, you know, Terry starts skimming off the bricks and stuff like that. So they already planting that seed on the show that Markisha is like poisonous and the op and don't mean him no good and want to separate the brothers. Then we see Meech stop by his mama crib with bags of gifts for him and for her and Nicole. So he done bought Nicole a little fly blue jean jacket, bought his mama this sequin jumpsuit, and she like, Meech, where I'm gonna wear this to? And he was like, look, mama, let me tell you something, girl. You got to get out here and get something, okay? Like, daddy doing his thing, you know, he working or whatever, but that don't mean that you don't need to take care of yourself. Like, you need to let your hair down and have a fun time, because she lets him know that that Charles won't be able to come to the little skating rink or whatever that night. So he was like, girl, you got to live for you, girl, because, you know, he already know that Charles is out here, you know, D'ing down the neighbor. So he like, mama, don't be in here twiddling your thumbs waiting on that my daddy, because you gonna be waiting. And I'm upset with Meech, because I feel like he should have told his mama the real deal, Holyfield, because his mama was the one that always had his back. His daddy was the one that was always talking down to him, telling him he wasn't gonna be nothing, kicking him out the house. But his mama was the one that always had Meech back. So I feel like he should have had his mama back in that moment and kicked his daddy tail. Really, honestly, truly. So I'm kind of low-key mad at Meech for not holding his mama down and putting his daddy on blast and in check. He could have easily had the homies run down on him and jump him. Something. So that night, instead of going to the roller rink, we see Charles at the hotel with the vibrating bed that you got to put a quarter in to make it vibrate with Hosea from down the street, child, but he can't get it going, and he think it's because the bed vibrating that's messing him up. And she was like, nah, it's probably not that. It's probably, you know, just the fact that, you know, Lucille is my friend, and, you know, we borrow stuff from each other all the time, so maybe it's time I give you back. Excuse you, girl? Excuse you? Like, you just think you got it like that. You got it on lock, honey. And then she let Charles know that her and her ex-husband used to have threesomes together, and then she found out that he was still having sex with the third, honey. And I'm like, and then you got the nerve to be out here boinking somebody that was a friend to you, husband. You ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. And once again, I want to know who paid for the hotel, because Charles, you always screaming how money is tight and y'all ain't got no money. You can't even do repairs on the house, but you got money to go to the easy bake hotel. Charles. You 2-minute pump. Down at the roller rink, Terry sitting down, and Meech come over to him, and they talking, and he noticed that his tail gone. He was like, where your tail go? And he was like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I was thinking about changing stuff up. And he was like, man, nah, this got Markisha written all over. Like, you are P-whipped. That girl got you wrapped all around her finger. He was like, I'm telling you, dog, she ain't no good. You need to fall back. But of course, Terry and his one-eyed self don't want to listen to nobody, because he think he know everything and don't know nothing. So Terry is over all up in Markisha's face at the roller rink, not even caring that his baby mama is literally there and 2 feet away. So the baby mama peep game was like, you got me messed up. You got me messed to the up. I know you not thinking you about to play in my face. So she grabbed a skate. Now, you know, they took it back old school, baby, because at the roller skating rink, baby, you know, somebody was quick to grab a skate and knock you upside your head, child. Child, she picked up that skate and was about to go gouge out Terry left eye, his other eye, child. But Meech ended up peeping game and stopping her. It was like, Wanda, what you doing? She was like, nah, he ain't gonna sit up there and play me like that with this girl all up in my face. And he was like, you know, Terry don't know no better. Like, he dumb. You already know what type of time he on. You know, he done did his thing. You done did your thing. You know, it's time for you to, you know, just stop tripping off him and stop being dependent on him and do you. He was like, regardless of whatever happened between y'all, I'm gonna always hold you and my nephew and the new baby down. Like, I got you. And that's one thing that I can say about Meech, is that Meech always makes sure that the people around him are good. You know what I'm saying? At least he know how to balance his two baby mamas, and you ain't never seen them come face to face and argue. So Terry need to be learning something about how to keep everybody in line and happy. You know what I'm saying? So after Hosea left him at the hotel, Charles decided to wipe off his Peter Weeder and head on down to the roller rink with Lucille, who all excited and happy that he came to kick it with her. And I'm like, I know you didn't even brush your teeth. You probably got that lady hair all up in your teeth and then kissed her in the mouth after you just got done kissing all up on this trick. And so Meech runs into Mo, who was like, I wish Zoe was here. Zoe would love this. And he was like, well, stick to the plan so we could bring Zoe home. So that lets us know that he is in on what she's doing with Lamar. And so she just kind of like sitting there after he walk off looking like, I'm tired of you and Lamar. Okay. Like, I'm really sick of both of y'all. So once the skating party is over, Lucille goes to the locker room to get her stuff and to get Charles' jacket. And as she's pulling out his jacket, out falls a receipt from the Easy Bake Hotel. And she read it and she like, And so Charles come to get his coat and she chest bump him. And he was like, what's wrong with you? She was like, you dirty dog. You broke dog, you. She was like, the Easy Bake Hotel? Really? The Easy Bake Hotel? She was like, what you doing there? And he was like, I ain't want to tell you, but I just got a job there. She was like, and you had to get a room? Like, I might be stupid. I might have food written on my forehead, but you're not about to play me, Charles. And she was like, who was you there with? Who was you there with? He steady denied it. And then here come Terry with his one good eye talking. So what's going on, mama? And she was like, ask your cheating daddy. And so she throw the receipt at him and she stomp on out. And he just standing there looking like Lou Gossip. With egg all over his face. And I was like, wait until she find out it's Hosea from down the street. Wait till she find out. Because I want her to jump you. I hope she grabbed that same skillet that Hosea came over there and got and bust you upside the head with it. Down at the precinct, Detective Jen tells Detective Bryant that their little kiss that they had the other night was just a one-time thing. And remember, I had been telling y'all for weeks that they was going to hook up. I told y'all. So then all of a sudden, Detective Brian learned he got a visitor, and in comes Wanda, and she said she want to talk to them, and she was really hurt by the pictures that they showed her of Terry and Markisha or whatever, and she got her head down like she's upset, and they think that she about to spill the tea and turn on Terry, and she was like, y'all need to stay away from me and my family. I ain't got nothing for you. Stay away from me. I ain't got nothing to tell you. And she dipped her and her mushroom. I do. And I was like, see, Wanda got her stuff with her, but she ride or die for Terry. And she a real one. And she really do love that man because she could have easily gave him up and been a scorned woman. Because Markisha, I feel like she'll do it. I feel like she'll drop him like a hot potato if need be to save her own behind. So they are pissed off at this point because now they are 2 for 2 with strikes against them. So Detective Jen was like, remember how the other night you told me you could take care of me? Well, go ahead and take care of me. And they head to the hotel and they get to boning, honey. And it was disgusting. It looked like I was watching a bowl of miso soup have relations with each other. I was not turned on at all. Terry learns that Meech knew all about the fact that Charles was cheating on their mama. And, try to be all upset. And Meech was like, you the last person to act like you a martyr or something when you sitting over there cheating with a whole married woman that's somebody's mama. Baby, Meech shut him down real quick. He shut him down so hard, I think his eye started working again, child. So in comes some of their workers, and I think it's like one of their aunties or somebody, or they just call her auntie, and she lets them know that she was robbed by Lamar. And so they like, oh my God, I'm tired of this fool. Like, we gotta take this dude out. But Meech gets a frantic phone call from somebody, and he like, I gotta go. And Terry was like, what could be more important than us handling Lamar right now? And we find out, lo and behold, that it was B-Mickie that hit him up. Now, B-Mickie got on all black, got on a hoodie, and he is racing towards Detective Brian's house pissed. And Meech pull up on him and grab him like, where have you been? Like, you been MIA for days. Ain't nobody been able to get in contact with you. Mind you, Meech know that he been the op here working for Detective Brian. And B-Mickie was like, my this dude then moved my mama from the facility she was in, kidnapped me, and while I was kidnapped, my mama died. And he was like, I want revenge, like he gotta go. And Meech was like, no, we cannot do that, like you cannot move like that, like nah, we not doing that or whatever. So Meech is like, what this dude got on you? And B-Mickie tell him the gat that I used on J Mo. And he like, dude, like really? Like why you ain't been told me that? He was like, did he even take you in as a CI? And dude was like, nah. So Meech was like, I doubt that gat was even booked in evidence. So that means it's probably somewhere in his crib. So you need to go in there real quick and get it and come on out so we can dip. And it's just like, if you would have been told him this, y'all could have been figured this out and none of this could have happened or should have happened. But B-Mickie was so stupid and did not just tell, you know what I'm saying, Meech what was up in the first place, and wasted everybody's time. So over at the hotel after bumping uglies, Detective Jen ends up, talking about the scars on her arms with Detective Brian. He was like, where they come from? War wounds? And she was like, nah, I had a hard time dealing with my sister's passing, so I took it out on myself instead of taking it out on other people. And he was just like, oh, okay, ain't no skin off my back. He was like, stay up, baby girl. And he left, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh my God, he on his way home. What if he runs into B-Mickie as, B-Mickie is in his house trying to find the gat. So B-Mickie breaks into Detective Brian's house while Meech is outside waiting, not knowing that he has a son and his son is at home. So the son is sitting at the table doing his homework with his headphones on, but he hears something. So he like, Dad. So he going around the house saying, Dad, I wouldn't have been walking around nobody's house. As soon as I heard that noise, I'm outside, sir. But he like, Dad. And B-Mickie ended up coming in behind him with like a pillowcase and put it over his head. The dude was like, stop, help. So B-Mickie ended up pushing him into a room and putting like a dresser drawer in front of it so he couldn't get out. And I'm like, the door didn't open from the inside. Like, why couldn't he open the door? Or maybe they was, I don't know, maybe I'm tripping. But anywho, so while the little boy in the room screaming for help, he ransacking the house or whatever. And right when he does find the case that the gat is in, Detective Brian ended up coming in the house. And the son is like, Dad, help. And so his father ended up running to the room and helping him. And then B-Mickie is able to run out the house and escape, but he wasn't able to grab the lockbox in time. So B-Mickie jumped in the car with Meech, freaking out. Tom's, I messed up, Meech, I messed up. Like, what if he knew it was me? Like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And he like freaking out. And Meech pull over and he was like, look, you like a brother to me. No matter what happens, I got your back. Like, I'm not leaving you. Like, regardless, like we partners, like it's all good, like we gonna get you through this. And so B-Mickie calmed down and then the episode goes off. Overall it was a really good episode, fast paced, stayed moving, I can't wait to see how this season is gonna end. We only got 2 more episodes. I want to see what's gonna happen with Lamar. We already know Detective Brian ain't going nowhere. What else? I want to see what's going to happen between Terry and Markisha, but most of all, I want to see how Lucille is going to react to when she found out that little mama down the street was the one that was sleeping with her husband, okay? I can't wait to find that out. And I need for her, Nicole, Meech, and Terry to jump Charles and that scallywag, okay? I give last night's or today's episode of BMF a B-. A B-. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video.